Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. A man from Paris, California was arrested in Yucca Valley for investigation into lewd and lascivious acts with a minor believed to be a runaway from Colorado. On May 28th, sheriff's deputies from the Morongo Basin Station say they assisted the California Highway Patrol with a traffic stop at the intersection of 29 Palms Highway and Prescott Avenue in Yucca Valley. Deputies report that the driver of the car, Jacob Orleans, a 28-year-old resident of Paris, was pulled over for a traffic stop related to reckless driving, and that his passenger was a 13-year-old female. Deputies determined that Orleans drove to Colorado Springs, Colorado to meet the minor and was returning with her to his home in Paris. Deputies say that Orleans met the victim on social media knowing that she was 13 years old and that he had engaged in a sexual relationship with her. The victim was taken into protective custody pending contact with her parental guardian. Deputies arrested Jacob Orleans for investigation into lewd and lascivious behavior, kidnapping of a minor across state lines, and abduction, and he was booked into West Valley Detention Center on $150,000 bail. A spokesperson from the national park announced yesterday afternoon that the geology fire, currently burning across 1,088 acres inside Joshua Tree National Park, is now 50% contained. The fire has not spread beyond the initial 1,088-acre range initially reported. Firefighters from multiple agencies continue working to contain the geology fire, which ignited around 4 p.m. on Saturday and quickly spread through low vegetation. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Geology Tour Road and Burdew Canyon Road remain closed to the public. Pinkham Canyon and Fried Liver Wash areas are closed to hiking. Backcountry wilderness camping is closed in the Lost Horse, Pleasant Valley, Twin Tanks, and Hexie Mountain zones. All other areas of the park are open for normal visitor use. A grass fire in Yucca Valley last night threatened multiple homes, but had a much quicker response due to happenstance. Online news editor Robert Hayden has the story.
Dry grass and vegetation caught fire at a residence in the 7400 block of Borrego Trail in Yucca Valley last night at 5:30 p.m. San Bernardino County Fire were en route to another public service call when they spotted the smoke column and headed toward it. As the fire crews arrived at the scene, they found a brush fire threatening several homes in the area. Calls came in to dispatch reporting the fire as crews had already started to attack the flames. There were no reported injuries and all homes were saved from fire damage other than some minor damage to one home's eaves, stucco, and fence lines. The fire quickly grew to nearly half an acre in size. San Bernardino County fire crews remained on the scene for an hour, making sure the fire was fully extinguished and mopped up. San Bernardino County Fire says the cause of the fire was under investigation at the time of this release, but residents believe a bird had flown in to energize electrical lines and started the fire. As the summer heat starts to creep into the Morongo Basin, San Bernardino County Fire would like to remind residents to remember to clear the annual grass and brush from around properties to give firefighters a chance to protect structures in the unfortunate event a fire develops. A wet winter means more native and invasive weeds and grasses have popped up, drying out and spreading wildfires quickly. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Robert Hayden.
The 29 Palms City Council meets tonight for 4 public hearings and 2 discussion topics focused on permits, budgets, sewer fees, and new appointments to the city's Planning Commission. Reporter Heather Clisby joins us with details.
Tonight, the 29 Palms City Council will gather to discuss city finances, permit processing, sewer fees, and new appointments to the Planning Commission. In the first of 4 public hearings, the Council will discuss amending the Development Code to separate out regulations for film permits. The second hearing will also address the proposed film permit ordinance, which allows for several changes to the process. A third public hearing concerns the proposed 2-year Project Phoenix funds budget for fiscal years 2023-2024 and 2024-2025. The final public hearing of the evening will focus on a proposed 2-year special funds budget for those same time periods. City Manager Frank Lucchino will lead a discussion on his report that reveals intent to levy sewer fees through 2024. The city clerk will schedule a public hearing later. The council will discuss the appointment of Alexander James Garcia and Jessica Cure to the Planning Commission as recommended by the ad hoc committee. The meeting begins at 6 p.m. at City Hall, 6136 Adobe Road. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Heather Clisby.
The Yucca Valley Planning Commission will review an environmental assessment report and the land development report. Here's Hillary Sloan to fill you in on tonight's agenda.
At tonight's meeting, the Commission will review an environmental assessment site plan review for a new magazine store in Yucca Valley. The High Desert Times requests constructing and operating an approximately 1,100 square foot retail store on a 0.92 acre site. The property, located at 56695 29 Palms Highway, is on the south side of 29 Palms Highway near Grand Avenue. The Commission will also review the Land Development Update Report. The meeting will be at 6 p.m. at the Yucca Valley Community Center, Yucca Room, or online. For a link to the Zoom meeting, see this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Hillary Sloan.
Tonight, the Morongo Unified School District Board of Trustees will hold their regular 6 p.m. meeting at Joshua Tree Elementary. Assignment reporter Gabriel Hart has the meeting's agenda for us today.
Before the regular meeting begins at 6 p.m., MUSD Board of Trustees will hold an open study session at 5:30 presenting the Local Control Funding Formula's budget overview for parents, offering transparency of how much funding schools receive from various sources. This will be discussed in conjunction with MUSD's 2023-24 preliminary budget. The board will then hold 3 public hearings. The first to encourage parents, teachers, community members, and bargaining leaders to comment on the Local Control and Accountability Plan and Budget Plan for Parents, to be adopted at the next board meeting on June 28. The second hearing to weigh in on the 2023-24 proposed budget and fund balance, and the third hearing on the proposed 2022-23 Special Education Local Plan, which provides a full continuum of services to approximately 1,300 students with exceptional needs. The board will designate 3 new positions as voting members on behalf of MUSD: Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Assistant Superintendent of Instructional Services, and Director of Secondary Curriculum and Instruction. Reporting for Z107.7, this is assignment reporter Gabriel Hart.
The 29 Palms Historical Society is hosting a fundraiser this Saturday. The Retro Bash Prom will be held at Founders Hall in the Old Schoolhouse Museum, located at 6760 National Park Drive in 29 Palms. The event will feature drinks, hors d'oeuvres, and dancing, along with a silent auction. All money raised will go towards improvements to the facility's courtyards. Tickets will be available at the door, and prom dress is encouraged, with an award for the best dressed. The fun starts Saturday at 6:30 p.m. at the Old Schoolhouse Museum. The Rotating Players are hosting the 6th of their monthly improv workshops Saturday. Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas says there is still time to get in on the fun.
Theater 29's improvisational theater program, The Rotating Players, will be hosting their June educational workshops on Saturday the 17th from 2 to 4 p.m. at Theater 29. With a capacity attendance at their previous workshops and several overwhelmingly successful performances this year, spaces are filling up fast for this Saturday's class. However, there are still some slots available. Workshops are held the third Saturday of every month from 2 to 4 p.m. for a minimal $5 fee. Registration is open to the general public and previous experience is not required. Pre-registration is available at a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Arts and Entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
And finally, blood is desperately needed in the Morongo Basin. To that end, Livestream will be holding 2 blood drives tomorrow. The first blood drive runs from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the 29 Palms Community Center, located at 6547 Freedom Way in 29 Palms. The second blood drive runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the High Desert Medical Center, located at 6601 White Feather Road in Joshua Tree. Healthy individuals at least 15 years of age may donate blood. Everyone under 17 years of age must provide Livestream with written parental consent. Please set an appointment by calling Livestream at 1-800-879-4484 or visiting lstream.org. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.